My name is Hannah Griffith, and 6 years ago, my dad Scott received the life-saving gift of a heart transplant. This is the letter that I wrote to his donor. To the person who donated their heart, I don't know your name. I don't know who you were. I know next to nothing about you. I do know that you had O positive blood. I know that you were over 6 feet tall. I know that in October of 2015 you died. And I know that you saved my dad's life. My dad had been sick for a long time. The first time I can remember him going into the hospital, I was 10 years old. I'm turning 25, but some days I still feel like that little girl walking around the hospital wondering where my dad's room was. Growing up, it seemed like he was in the hospital every other week. My family and I would get calls far too often telling us to come to the hospital, that he had been admitted again. I became scared to pick up the phone. If the caller ID was anyone other than my friends, my hands would shake. I was always scared that the next call we would get would be the call, the one that told me it was over and that he was gone. I'll never forget the close calls, the ones I was sure we were going to lose him. I remember the times I would hold his hand in the hospital. He would be attached to so many monitors and tubes and bags of medicine. I will never forget the pale color of his skin or how I felt looking at him so sickly and small and not the strong, confident firefighter father I always saw him as. I can vividly picture sitting by his bedside with my family, talking about all the things we were going to do when he got better. Trips and vacations and biking and camping, all of the things he couldn't do because of his heart. We all sat together and built these fantastic dreams of a future that wasn't certain. Growing up with a sick parent, you learn many things. You learn to hate the late night phone calls, hate the uncertainty, hate the heartache and the fake promises, and hate the people who were doing everything they could, but it just didn't seem to be enough. I learned a new type of fear. I learned a new type of fear. Fear of a future when my dad didn't get the chance to see me graduate, or walk my sister down the aisle, or help my brother grow. Fear of answering the phone, and fear of leaving the hospital. I learned this gut-punching fear that I would never be able to get over how unfair everything was. But I also learned love. I learned to love in a way that I don't think I'd have learned had I grown up differently. I learned to love my family, to cherish them, and to become more connected. I learned about kindness from the people who reached out and took me aside and asked me how I was doing. I learned love and kindness, and then, because of you, I learned about hope. And on our greatest day of hope, it was your family's worst. And that is something that I will never forget, and I will never take for granted. Driving home after his transplant, my sister looked over at me and I remember that she said, "Hannah, someone had to die for him to live." And that's the first time I prayed for peace and an easy rest for you and your family. I know nothing about you, but I love you so much and so fiercely, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry this happened to you. I'm sorry you won't lay down next to someone you love and kiss them goodnight. I'm sorry you had to leave your family. I'm sorry your life ended so soon. I'm sorry that I'll never get the chance to say thank you. So I'll say it here. Thank you. You saved my dad. You saved his life, and you might have saved other people as well. Thank you for being an organ donor. Thank you for giving him another chance at life. Thank you for giving him back to us and for being selfless, even though you never got the chance to know the good that you've done. Everyone wants to be a hero. We have this instinct inside of us that wants to help other people. So many don't get the chance to do what you did. My dad is alive because of you. The heart in his chest beats because of you, and there is nothing I can do or say that can ever express how grateful and thankful I am. You gave us a future at a time when we only saw memories of the past. You taught us about hope. when all I saw was a life filled with what ifs and if onlys. It's beautiful, the way you've touched and changed so many lives by your selfless act. It's unreal, it's a miracle, and all because of you, my life has changed forever. Thank you for being an organ donor. I thank God for you and your family every day, and when I get to heaven, I would like to request a big hug and a formal introduction. Rest in peace, beautiful stranger.